Hello everybody and welcome back. I am the Sovereign and this is my court. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. We are here to talk about Miss America 2021. And I have done a video on Miss America before. Didn't go so great. Why? Why would you do the whole why? Okay, why are my girls sitting on the floor? Why are they sitting on the floor? Are they gonna have a breakdown too? Because that's why I'm sitting on the floor. But why do you have queens on the floor? And don't get me, they're on cushions. You have them on the floor in evening gowns? This is the centennial 100th year of Miss America. And they have actually skipped last year because of COVID. So the queen was the queen for 2 years and they finally came back. Now last year, I was very emotional. No, not last year, the year before that, because COVID. I was very emotional the last time I did a video about Miss America, because Miss America was the first pageant I was ever introduced to with my grandmother, and it used to be a lot better than what it is today. Before actually launching into Miss America, I do want to address this comment that I got into my DMs. And it was about Shandy's video, which, hey, Shandy, girl, you look great. And I typically don't watch pageant commentators, but I actually did watch Shandy's review of Miss Universe or Miss America, something I typically do not do. But Shandy's review was fantastic and super truthful and honest. And that's one thing I didn't like about pageant YouTubers before I became one, was just like their sugarcoating of things and they weren't saying the things that I felt needed to be said. Shandy said all that. And this person in my DMs was kind of calling like Shandy petty and bitchy and whatnot. Y'all gonna have to get over that, okay? There is no reason for pageant commentators to be inauthentic about our words. If something isn't good, if something's not going the way we feel it should go, if we're not getting the quality out of a competition or a competitor that we feel like we should be getting, it's not bitchy or petty to say so. And it would be disingenuous to pretend like everything was like peaches and creams and rainbows and marshmallows and butterflies. Like, it's not Shandy being petty, it's Shandy saying the truth. And there's nothing wrong with that. And if we as commentators can make funniness or happiness come out of a negative thing, then that should be appreciated. That should be like upheld. Be happy that if a woman is like walking poorly, I'm able to state it in a way that's truthful, but also makes you guys laugh. Because then we're at least getting something positive out of the whole situation, instead of me doing a whole dark and gloomy video about something I didn't like. Because if I wasn't able to make happiness or bring some humor out of bad situations, this would be a very dark video, okay? So into Miss Universe. Why do I keep saying Miss Universe? Miss America is because my brain wants to be on Miss Universe or any other goddamn competition other than this one. Miss America. Okay, I will give it to Miss America. You didn't have the contestants sitting on the floor. Oh yes, you guys. The last time I watched Miss America, they had the girls sitting on the floor in evening gowns. I was appalled. I was not happy. So they were all, you know, standing up. Great. I thought it was really weird that they would do introductions. They'd have the girls and do introductions, and then after like 8 or 10 introductions, they would go through an elimination. I mean, that was weird, maybe because I'm not used to it, but I mean, I guess, okay. Question, Miss America, I know you guys are staunchly against anything that could be considered entertainment, but why couldn't the girls at least, like, they're walking out in evening gowns to do their intro. So why can't they do like a full evening gown presentation and then do their intro? It would be really weird to us pageant fans because there's a format we're used to, but I mean, it would be they're already up there, right? They're already walking out. Just let them do like the evening gown thing and then introduce themselves. I'm just saying there was a way to do it, but I know y'all don't like glamour or anything interesting. I will say I did find it a bit refreshing while watching Miss America, and this is more of something that I would attribute to the contestants, was that the gowns that they were wearing were different colors and fabrics and cuts, and I miss that so much. I truly do. Most of their gowns weren't extravagant, but they were classic. They were classic velvets, classic cuts. I didn't see too many women doing like matronly things, which is a good thing because sometimes Miss America contestants get caught in this realm of like dressing like somebody's, you know, mother of the bride. So I'm really happy a lot of women didn't do that. Miss America definitely needs to find a new audio technician What was happening? What was happening? We got audio cutting in and out. Like, we can't hear the host and we can't hear the contestants. I was just like, what is happening? Technical difficulties. Did you guys not do a dress rehearsal? I can tell. Even the audio during like talent competitions weren't that great, and I feel really bad for like the singers and even like the dancer. Like, what's going on with the audio? Like, what's going on with the audio? I don't understand the lack of attention to the technical abilities of this. Can I call it a competition? Is it a glorified interview? What do they call this again? I'm pretty sure they don't call it I think they call it a competition and not a pageant. I don't know what the hell you're doing. Like, just, can I have old Miss America back, please? Honestly, the talent that I really liked the most, I think it was spoken word. And quite honestly, she was like, besides Alaska, because Alaska was great, they were like my two favorite performers. And I think it was New York that I was watching. I may or may not be wrong. If it's not New York, my bad. But I think it was New York. She had short hair, and then her talent was like a spoken word, but I really liked it. Like, it was very powerful. It was really intriguing. Like, I liked her. And when she made it to top 5, I was like, yes, like, she's giving it to me. Having 3 judges is like, it's weird to me, but I guess it could be fine. Like, I see what they're trying to get at with that. So I won't get too into it. Like, Miss America, let's be real. Like, let's be honest here. Like, there's nothing, like, I enjoy the women, okay? I enjoy their personalities and everything, but they really cannot carry this entire show on their backs. You're not always gonna have like the most spectacular, entertaining bunch in the crowd. Like, you're not always gonna have that, and they cannot carry your show. Like, your show itself, it's not that entertaining. Like, it's not really a show, which, I mean, I guess is proving my point that it didn't air publicly, and it was hosted by Peacock, the Peacock network, a network I've never even heard of. Like, I didn't even know what that was. Yeah, Miss America did not stream on mainstream TV or even any mainstream streaming platform. Is that not a hint to you? Like, what are you doing? And this is not to bash, you know, I'm not bashing the competitors. You guys know I always support competitors, no matter what system they go to. In Miss America's case, I just think that they deserve better. Like, I think that the women deserve better. Like, you're still not properly lighting the stage. Why do we have the hosts? Like, why do we have the hosts when there's nobody on stage, okay? Nobody is on stage. The stage is empty, right? The stage is devoid of life. And then you hear a sound, and it turns out it's the voice of a host, but the voice isn't amplified because they forgot to turn the mic on, right? So eventually they turn the mic on. And then you hear the host, but you still can't see the host. And eventually your eyes find a lady tucked into the darkness of the corner, like a glorified shiny vampire awaiting her next meal, as if she's feeding off the failed contestants that don't make it into top 5. Like, she's tucked in there like a creature of the night, and she's supposedly supposed to be hosting the show. Why is she doing it from the darkness? Does the spotlight stain her eyes? Like, what? I just don't understand. Who's staging this? I rarely like state my resume because as fabulous as you guys know I am, I'm not really a braggadocious type of person. So a lot of people don't really know my resume, but my resume is extensive, and a lot of it comes from theatrics and theater, and, you know, stage direction and choreographer and lighting and directing and producing. Like, I'm really good with stage stuff. So in my professional opinion, someone who's been staging full-scale shows for a little over a decade, when your stage is empty and you have one person who is supposed to, at that moment, be the center of attention, i.e. your host. Your host should be at the center of the stage, depending on if you're filming or not, either center or center front, but they should be under the main spotlight because all the attention is supposed to be on them. And then when you need to transition to someone else, you make that switch. That's called blocking, when you figure out where people are supposed to be standing and what area of the stage that they're supposed to be on. That's blocking. And I can tell you didn't really have anybody versed in how to stage things properly, like how to put together a true production, because you had your host tucked into a closet. One of the hosts. And thank God you had one main host who was actually entertaining. It seemed, I don't know who the other host was, but it seemed like she might be struggling a little bit, and I don't know if she's used to it. I don't really know who she was. I'm assuming maybe she's a former queen. I don't know, but she seemed to be struggling just a little bit. But you guys had at least the little bit of forethought to have one kind of entertaining host who could move the show along and make it feel not so dead. And I know you guys are thinking, well, the talent portion should really liven up the audience and the show and everything. And yeah, you're right, it should. It didn't. And it's because your presentation technically sucked. The dancer didn't, like, there's no change of light. You guys have an entire lighting arena above you that you can utilize. And don't lie to me, because I put stuff like that together. Why does my high school theater, where I built the lighting, have better lighting than y'all do? Because we were able to do spotlights and colored lights and flickering lights. We had a star curtain that made it look like a starry background. Like, I know high schoolers. My high schoolers can pull off more than you did. So why are we not getting any lighting, dynamic lighting for the performers, for the pianist, for the dancers? The lighting should be specific to the type of performance that is on stage. And then, of course, we were talking about the audio, which was a travesty, and I don't even know how to even fix that. Like, what are y'all doing wrong? Because a lot of the sounds that I was hearing out of the violins, out of the voices, they were flat. Like, it wasn't full. It didn't seem like it filled the room. And I feel like if you're relying on talent to be the spice to your show, you might want to make sure it's as dynamic and entertaining as possible, because that really it felt almost awkward, slightly cringy. It didn't really make most people sound good, except for this woman. You sounded great, sweetheart. But that was mostly her own skill and talent. Miss America still has seemingly just like lost the flavor. Like, it's giving me unseasoned noodles. It's giving me bland ramen. It's giving me, I lost the seasoning packet. It's just, there's nothing there. And I get they're still trying to be like, oh, but we're different. Oh, but we're blah, blah, blah. Oh, but we're old. Like, you guys are giving me old feelings, okay? And not like my mom type of old, because my mom's cool, okay? There's like, my grandma is like in her 80s and she's freaking fly and cool and up to date. Like, y'all are giving me old, like retirement home old, like old. And to be fair, Miss America was kind of on the decline before they even got rid of the swimwear competition. Like, let's be honest, they were on the decline already. Getting rid of swimwear, I still to this day don't understand why you did that. Like, why are you getting rid of swimwear? Like, what about forbidding women to show their bodies and be proud of it is women's empowerment? I don't understand. But if you're going to get rid of major segments like that, you have to have something to replace it. And you haven't. Y'all have to get together and get creative, okay? Because if you're trying to revamp and make this a show or a pageant or a competition that's unlike any other, that requires work that you clearly haven't put in. You guys haven't gotten creative of how to make this competition its own and keep the entertainment value. You guys aren't striving to make it different, but still keep it great. Miss America is the cautionary tale of what happens when a pageant dies. I do want to mention my amazing gut chuckle when all of the Forever Queens came out to stage. I like, in my gut, I had a hearty chuckle when the ladies started coming out. Not because I'm not laughing at the ladies, I'm not talking about the ladies, but I gotta mention it. I have to. I am a Black woman. I gotta mention it. Y'all had better be so nice to this amazing former Miss America, because when the former queens came out, white. I'm so sorry. It is so white. It is white. Like, at this point, it's funny because it's so glaringly obvious, and it took Miss America a long time to get on board and understand what was happening. And for those of you who don't know, there was a period of time where some of these former queens were competing, where Black women legally, within the rules, weren't even allowed to compete in Miss America, okay? So, but it is so glaringly obvious, the lack of diversity within the Miss America crowning history. And because most of the world and, country has come to know better and learn and see these things, It's almost funny how obvious it is, because as a Black woman, before everybody was like could see it, like when the curtains were over the rest of y'all eyes and us Black women were sitting back here suffering, trying to pull the ropes and show you what was going down. Like we was back here suffering, just screaming into the void, trying to make you see like, hey, this is a problem. Before it was distressing and it was just like, it was discouraging. But now that everybody can see, and we all seeing the same thing, it's really funny. Okay, it's so funny. So y'all had better be nice to that queen. But yeah, Miss America. You guys need a young, creative team to bring back the flavor. And I know that that means some of the older people that have been with Miss America for 20, 50 plus years would have to step aside. What is more important, the organization or your pride? Because y'all need help. You need help. It is better than what I viewed before, but not by much. And quite honestly, this show is heavily upheld by the entertainment value of some of the individuals that are there and not the competition and organization itself. I'm not saying you guys have to be like Miss Universe or Miss Earth or Miss Grand. I'm not saying to follow the formula of every pageant, but if you're going to deviate, figure out a way to put your own unique show together. And right now it really just feels like pizza that's missing the cheese. Like you just gave me triangle bread. Ain't even no sauce on here. How you gonna take away aspects and not replace it? Damn. In the comment section below, let me know what you think or thought about the 2021 Miss America production. It is available on YouTube. I don't know for how long it'll be available because the original competition was held on a streaming platform behind a paywall. So the Miss America organization could, in theory, have that content removed. So go watch it before it goes away and then let us know what you think about it. You know, if you can suffer through it like I did. It was 3 o'clock in the morning and I was in bed and I was just like, well, I'm already suffering. What's a little bit more? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up, okay? Because algorithm, right? Hit the subscribe button because you know you want to come back. You're going to come back. It's super fun. We're going to come back, okay? So hit the subscribe button. And remember, I love you and I will miss you. But you know I will be back in a future video. Bye!